sunset. Sierra Butte's about the only thing worth taking a picture of in this section. I mean, there's just, we're getting into Northern California where there wasn't many mountains and nothing but rolling tree country. A lot of bears. Saw like 5 bears through this section.
But you didn't get raided at night?
Didn't get raided, no. No, they pretty much left us alone. There's Mike getting water out of the stream. Amazing. I don't know what kind of plant that is, but man, we are very far from the desert right here. And here we are at a dinner spot. There's Sierra Buttes way in the distance on the horizon there. We covered some good ground that day. Yeah, it gets better actually. In Oregon and Washington, there's some amazing shots. Yeah, it's point and shoot too. Northern California, rolling hills. This is the kind of terrain that the trail went through, all through Northern California. So it got a little boring until we got to Mount Lawson, and then the weather got really nasty the next day. And man, did we get rained on, big. I got completely soaked. There happened to be a cave near me, and we crawled into the cave and just tried to dry out. See the storm starting to build. The next day, the weather really hit. Really the only time I got slammed with weather. This is right by Terminal Geyser. It's a little, no, it's not a hot springs. Actually, this water coming out of here does funnel down. People have built hot springs that you can get into, but man, the water was so muddy. It was just, I didn't end up getting in because it just didn't look appealing. This is yeah, that's Mount Lawson, a nice meadow below it. And there's the day the weather turned. I actually walked 42 miles this day trying to outrun this storm, and once again I was pretty much out of food. And if I didn't walk that distance, I wouldn't have had breakfast the next morning. So, food was the big motivator. Yeah, that's the only day I walked more than 40 miles. I just basically had a hankering for some of Rose's cookies. It's just like, so I just didn't stop till I got to the package, basically. That's Mount Shasta. First view of Mount Shasta, basically. And we're getting into Northern California. Think about, and this is looking back at Lawson, pretty much that storm was right around Lawson, and I managed to outrun it that day, although the previous day it got me good. Here we are near Bernie Falls, still in California. 300 more miles to go in California. And thus begins my fascination with Mount Shasta, mainly because the trail kind of makes this 300-mile circle around Mount Shasta. There's not much else to take a picture of, so the many faces of Mount Shasta kind of take up the next section of the slides. Nice sunset. Next morning. Yeah, it's really funky. That was so cool.
She's glowing.
Yeah, no doubt.
So you said geologically Mount Shasta is like an ice cream cone in the sun. It's just melting.
That's neat.
Amazing.
This is Castle Crags, a big rock climbing area near Mount Shasta, and this is the I-5 corridor right down below it there. More Shasta pictures. And coming out of Castle Crags. And that's that for that one.
These are chosen, some are given?
Yeah, you kind of, I mean, ideally people should give you a name. Yeah, so that's kind of sort of the rule with trail names. So, a couple of ladies that caught up to and walked with for a while.
Skirts.
Yeah, Ariel and Eliza from California.
It's interesting with the red dirt.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what was going on in that one, but this is kind of a boring section of the slideshow, so you just gotta kind of bear with it here. This is a picture looking into the Trinity Alps, Northern California mountains. So this was a major companion in Northern California, man. There were cows everywhere through the mountains. Getting into the Trinity Alps. Really pretty. Not many people. Lots of cows. This is a picture of Mount Shasta. It's really pretty. And there's little rainbow stuff going on there. It's actually a lot more pronounced than real life. Yeah. Really a cool picture.
What is that? It almost looks like, I'm sure it's just rock, but it almost looks like there's a shack on top of it.
Yeah, it does. It does. But it's just rock, just like that eroded away, and there's big rocks sitting on top of little pinnacles.
Oh, that's a great shot.
It's cool. Yeah, not much of a storm happened here, but this is where my friend Amy, the one on the left here, met me at really the middle of nowhere in Northern California, Echo Summit, or Etna Summit it's called. It's basically a dirt road that the trail crosses. And this fiddlehead on the right, he's hiked all three trails, and he's currently attempting a triple crown in this particular calendar year. That's what I was telling you about, Donna. He's on skis right now, yeah. And this is Amy's boyfriend Jeff on the left there, and they took me down to their place. They live in the middle of nowhere, the middle of Humboldt County, where all the pot's grown, and they're kind of homesteading there and building a straw bale on their property. And I just basically hung out for 4 days and ate a bunch of fresh fruit. There's so many fruit trees in that little valley down there. There's the straw bale that we worked on for a while.
Nice.
The Triple Crown that he's doing, what trail is he on now? Skiing?
AT. He's in DC. He's doing southbound on the AT right now.
That just sounds so cool.
Yeah, no doubt. So this is Foxtrot, actually, the guy that I was camped at Muir Hut with. And he was the guy that finally helped me understand that I'd walked past all the people that I'd walked with the first, because he's like, dude, I'm way ahead of those people. And I was like, well, what happened? And so...
How was he able to get so far ahead?
He just, I don't know. He just didn't go down to Yosemite, I guess, when everyone else did. And he just walked.
In your eyes.
Took me, man, he has this Russian sauna going on that, oh my God. The guy just, I walked out of there like a shell of my former self, but in some other plane of existence.
They beat you with palm fronds?
He did, yeah. He pretty much beat me with oak branches and the whole works. Here I am at a nice little cabin, one of the few picnic tables on the PCT. This is really cloudy and misty, Sky Lake's wilderness area just before Crater Lake. And the only time the weather cleared was that one moment I took this picture.
You already blew through Ashland?
I blew through Ashland, yeah, I had to take any pictures in Ashland. There's Crater Lake. It's cool because there's another crater inside Crater Lake. This was after a pretty epic day, actually. My camera broke. I was taking a self-timer picture and I turned around to see my camera falling off the rock and the lens broke right off. And so I decided to, I didn't want to hike without a camera, and I was at Crater Lake's in the middle of nowhere, I mean, the park, but they're roads, so I decided to hitch into Bend, which is about 100 miles away, and you had to go on 4 different roads to get there. And I started hitching at 11, and it took me 7 rides and 8 hours to get back to Crater Lake, but I pulled it off and had a new camera when I got back. But I had a bunch of pictures. I had about 10 pictures that were destroyed when that camera broke. So I had some really cool pictures of Crater Lake that didn't come out. So
did you buy the same camera when you?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, same camera. Another picture of Crater Lake.
You were able to get the same camera? That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's the 4th ride was this woman called Gina, and she picked me up in Bend. And I told her what I was doing, and she drove me all around Bend. She's like, I don't have anything to do. She drove me all around Bend to different camera shops till I found the camera I was looking for. It's so nice. I mean, just amazing. And I ended up